How about that? Ginger Runner. What's up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another GingerRunner.com review. And not just one review, not just two reviews, three. That is right, I am reviewing 3 pairs of shoes today, all from the same manufacturer, SKECHERS. You are currently watching my review of the SKECHERS GORUN Ultra. Oh yeah, that's ultra big. So let me first start by saying, if you would like to go watch either of the other 2 SKECHERS reviews, all you have to do is just go click one of these 2 shoes right here, the GoMeb Speed 2 or the GoRun 3. You can take your choice. I'll give you a couple seconds. 1, 2. I only said a couple. But I'm glad you stayed. So this is the SKECHERS GORUN Ultra. This is their shoe that is meant to go the distance, to go a long ways. Let me first start by saying, when I first heard that SKECHERS was making running shoes, I scoffed. I laughed. I couldn't take them seriously. I'm so used to seeing SKECHERS as being these low quality, cheap shoes that you see in malls around the country. However, seeing Keflezighi win the Boston Marathon, hearing that Goucher has signed with SKECHERS, and knowing that a lot of professional athletes run in these shoes and win races in them, I knew that I had to put my opinions aside and give them a shot. SKECHERS actually reached out and was like, hey listen, we would love to send you some samples, put your feet in them, run in them, take your time, let us know what you think. So that is what I am doing. And this is the particular pair of SKECHERS that I was most excited about, the SKECHERS GORUN Ultra. I thought I would have a nice little private love affair with it. Being a fan of going long, running crazy distances, and being a bit bigger guy, I thought I would get more appreciation out of a shoe that had a little bit more cushion underfoot. Was I disappointed? Was I surprised? Do I like it? Let's find out, shall we? Things that I like about the GoRun Ultra. Soft Resilite. So the EVA material that SKECHERS is using is called Resilite. This shoe has a ton of it, and that is to its benefit. I think it's super plush. I think it's super comfy. When you put the shoe on, it actually begins to feel a bit like a Hoka, a nice, soft, cushioned ride. They have 2 densities, 2 durabilities of the material. Softer, more forgiving layer up top, and a more resilient layer underneath for traction and for the outsole material. M-Strike. As in the other SKECHERS, I pointed out that the M-Strike technology that SKECHERS is using is that nice little bump or lump or hump right in the middle of the foot that propels you more onto your forefoot, which I think is a really innovative way for us to work on our foot strike, and it actually works. As someone who is a mid-foot, forefoot striker, I thought the M-Strike technology contributed to keeping my form in check. Hybrid shoe. I think this shoe is great for road and or trail. However, I will say that the trail is specifically to buffed out, groomed trails. I wouldn't go anywhere really technical, I'll get to that in a little bit. But this shoe can go long distances on either of those terrains, which is great. For those of you looking for a door-to-trail type shoe, this could actually work. Light. As big as this shoe looks, I mean, just look at it next to the GoMeb Speed 2. It's enormous. The shoe itself weighs just around 9 ounces, which is blowing my mind. Even holding it in my hand, I'm like, that's lighter than I would expect. That being said, there are things I dislike about this shoe, and they're almost deal breakers for me. Big. As I mentioned, the shoe is big, and it looks big, and it feels big. When you put your feet into this shoe, you never feel like it's a really tight, close-knit fit. It just feels like you're wearing a big boot. Not a heavy boot, just a big boot. Sloppy toe box. And I'm not talking drunk, I'm talking the fit. There are a number of times where I have been running on slightly technical trails. There have been a number of times in this shoe where I feel like my foot is just sliding back and forth, side to side. The shoe size is spot on. My foot should fit in here perfectly, no matter how tight I tighten these laces or how secure that fit is. Somehow my foot still manages to slide around in there, especially in that forefoot, midfoot area. And that is not good, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the upper is so thick and so dense and hard that you don't get a really good solid fit out of it. Very little give. Wear and tear. Despite the fact that they're using a more durable EVA on the outsole material, it is still EVA, and I'm still getting tons of wear and tear, about 40 to 50 miles in this particular pair of shoes, and they're already wearing down considerably. In fact, some of these lugs back here are just missing. They're just gone, they're just shredded. Hot. The shoe is hot. Thick upper, not necessarily a breathable upper. My feet will just sweat in here and you'll just see big wet spots form on the outside of the shoe that just collect dirt. There's very little breathability in this shoe, and man, you can feel it, especially on some hot summer days. Terrain specific. Despite the fact that this shoe has some incredibly rugged outsole material, do not run technical trails in it. As I mentioned, the fit is pretty sloppy. There's been a number of times where I've rolled an ankle, felt like my foot was sliding out of it. The outsole lugs didn't get grip on rocks because they are made of EVA. They're not made of rubber or any sort of dense material that can actually grip really well. If the rocks are wet, good luck. So do not go by looks. This shoe is meant for roads or very buffed out trails. So if it is to live up to its name as an ultra shoe, remember that when you sign up for your next ultra. If you are planning on running that ultra in these shoes, make sure it is non-technical, either road or very buffed out trail. And finally, looks. I don't think the looks are very good. Compared to the other 2 shoes that I reviewed, I think it just looks like ketchup. It's unsexy. It's kind of the unsexiest of the shoes today. Unsexy. Kind of like my voice. All that being said, this shoe does have a place in my running arsenal. When I want to go long, I don't want to feel like my body is being totally beaten to death. I'll choose a Hoka or I'll choose a SKECHERS GORUN Ultra. It's the shoe that is meant to go long, is to be comfortable for a long duration. While it does have some downsides, which I expect that they'll fix in the next iteration of the shoe, sometimes I will go to the shoe and look past its flaws and still enjoy the ride. So let's get on with the points, shall we? Quality, I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. I'm bummed out by the upper and I'm bummed out by the outsole. I think that there's some things that need to be worked on in this particular shoe. I don't think all the materials come together to make a really nice, good quality purchase. Comfort, this is where it makes up for it. 4 out of 5 on comfort. I think it's a really nice, plush, supple foot feel. Price, killing it at $85. 5 out of 5. Are you kidding me? $85 for this shoe? That is a crazy deal. 85 bucks is just damn good. And finally, looks. 3 out of 5. As I mentioned, I think it looks like ketchup. Hopefully they come out with some better colors. That brings our grand total to 15 out of 20, which out of the 3 reviews is smack dab in the middle, and I think that's where this shoe belongs. I think it has a place in a runner's closet. If you're going long distances or you need a shoe that you can really feel comfortable in for a long period of time and not really have to worry about wear and tear on your body or joints or anything like that, this could be a good option. I think that the thicker upper, the overlays, the sloppy feel, the way that the outsole is designed to actually hurt the shoe, they're a bit of a detriment. I imagine future iterations will fix a lot of these issues, but for now, as I mentioned, I can sometimes look past it. So today's question, have you run in the GoRun Ultra? Have you? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the shoe. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you want to make babies in it? That's nasty. But before you go, don't forget I have 2 other reviews. I think you should go and enjoy the GoRun 3 or the GoMeb Speed 2. Go ahead, take your pick. Either one of these. 3, 2, 1. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, favorite, and subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/thegingerrunner. And do not forget I'm on all the social networks, over on Twitter @thegingerrunner, on Facebook, facebook.com/thegingerrunner, on Instagram @EthanNewberry, and of course, gingerrunner.com. Did you know that every single Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm doing a live show on this channel where you can tune in and actually interact with me and my special guest every single week? Unbelievable! And then I turn it into a podcast, and it's on iTunes. You can go check that out as well. Well, that is it. I hope you guys are getting out there training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week. Train, race, beer. Goodbye!